services are a rich resource for those of you that are looking for a place to start that they can trust. Becoming a client of Vibra starts with welcoming you to share your long and short-term goals with us by scheduling a complimentary 15-minute chat via phone or Zoom. We look forward to getting to know more about you and how we can best assess your individual asset, portfolio, and financial goals. We provide solutions on how to self-custody your crypto as well as how to gain exposure without directly owning crypto. Ultimately, this leads us to maintaining a long-standing relationship based on trust. We are committed to empowering and educating crypto investors on how to take and make decisions and maximize returns. We provide value with extensive market knowledge, active portfolio management, and our industry associates so you can reach your financial goals.
Hello. Thank you all for coming here tonight.
Thank you for having us here, Lindsay. Hi, Redbird.
Hi, Georgia. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that we could all finally get together.
I know it's crazy this time of year. I know we've all got kids and events,
graduation,
and finally.
Crazy.
Graduation, state testing. What else is popping off these days? I feel like everything, it's like June here, like everything's sleeping through the winter, and then all of a sudden June gets here and it's like sun's out. Whoa, let's go. Yeah. Well,
the presents for the teachers, the clothing for graduation. Take it off.
Absolutely. Those are things that we definitely plan around for sure, right? Like, we have to plan for teachers' gifts, Christmas gifts, if we're the planners and the doers in that situation for sure.
Yeah, that stuff's no joke too. Like, I'm like, oh my word. I'm like, how many of them are there now? Like, resource specialists. And then, we have a lot of volunteers that do, like, we're very fortunate, the kids' school system, there's, people who volunteer their time to do art, and, there's, we have music programs, things that a lot of schools don't have anymore. We're still very fortunate to have, but yeah, wow. Like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
when the kids were smaller,
so you're all getting Amazon gift cards because, like, it's just been.
That's what I was gonna say. When the kids were smaller, I was like, okay, let's cook. Let's make cookies, put them on a nice bag. That's a personal touch. That was before pandemic, of course. They could get food and things like that.
Yeah.
Then the time went by and I was like, there's no way. I'm just going to give the teacher money, and I put money in a card. Not even go to the store and buy a gift card. Just buy $100, put it in a card, enjoy it. Go get your nail done, go get a massage, something. It is crazy. Money.
Yeah, money. But now you can give them the gift that keeps on giving. Maybe you could give them a little bit of HEX.
Yes, that would be a great graduation present.
Honestly, I think that would be, we've talked about that on other streams before, but I think that would be a great way to introduce, financial education and crypto to kids, period. One of the things that we talk about is here at Vibra is that HEX is your savings account. So we can get into that a little. We'll definitely get into that. I wanted to start off by talking about look at this bloodbath over here. This is like the entire market red, right? We're bouncing around. We're up here, right? This doesn't look too bad to me. How's that look to you guys?
Well, it looks like fall. It doesn't look like summer, and it doesn't look like spring. But it's just another season. Bull market, bear market, it's just another season. And, the best thing you can do is flow with whatever season you're in. Don't try to, put on your bikini and walk outside in your cutoffs in freaking winter. You'll freeze your boobies off. Don't do that.
This is a hot tub nearby, then
dress for the weather, people. Dress for the weather. This is a season. And, I think tonight we're gonna talk a little bit about dressing for the weather.
And
Yeah.
you know what? One of the important things for people new like me is to listen to the people who have been there for a while. This is nothing new. This is something that happens all the time. And the only way that we're going to be able to survive and to reach our goal is to listen and be patient. Time is money. We have to give it the time. We cannot, plant a seed and wait the next day to have a tree, right? We have to be patient. So I learn a lot from you guys, from people who have been there for a long time. So for me, it looks like bubbles. I don't understand much, but I'm sure it's going to be green pretty soon.
Even if it's not, that's not necessarily a bad thing. When you're seeing this, this much red, that tells me that there is room for accumulation, or that there are finally projects that are going to make themselves on out of there.
Yeah, I'm collecting as much as I can. Sorry, Redbird.
No, not at all. Go ahead.
No, I like Lindsay say, I am collecting coins as much as I can so I can grow my bag. I did not start it too long ago, so this is a great opportunity to balance out. I started when it was like around 28 cents per hex, and now I'm much better than when I started, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And that's hard. Thank you for touching upon that, because you're not the only person that started at 28 and is now looking at, sub 8 and probably having some feelings about that. It would be perfectly normal, right? But the, it's hard. Seasons, the change of seasons, they mess with us, right? The time changes, and we don't want to spring forward, or like it gets cold again and we're like, oh, I need some more sun. It's the change of seasons, and these rhythms, they're not, I'm not saying they're easy, but you can surf the wave, or you can try to paddle against it. And trust me, paddling against it is the best way to get wrecked. Like if you've ever been body surfing or surfing and you've mistimed a wave, it's not fun.
I'm going to stay still like a dead person in the water. That's what I'm going to do right now. That's all I can do. I'm not moving. I'm not paddling. I'm just going to stay still.
Well, no, that's, keep moving forward, and do, this is what I say to new market comers, new people into crypto here, like including myself, going through this like red for the first time consecutively. I look at it like, here is an opportunity to do some research, do some exploration, and do some portfolio analysis. And if you're going to go in and find this every day, this is depressing. If you're new to crypto and you're coming in and this is what you're seeing, and that is going to affect your mindset. So there are so many other opportunities. And so if you're in different crypto communities, if you're diversified and looking into different communities like we do, there's always a different place that's got something going on. And one of those places that we found was NFT.com. And they have a very, I won't go through all the details or text. We'll save that for another stream. But they also have an extremely active community, and they're on a private Discord. We have access because we're Genesis key holders. And so in this private Discord, we have access to Jordan Fried is the founder, and he also started with Hedera Hashgraph. So he has the ties behind the crypto community that I want to see. And he's also active, like Richard is, with the ecosystem that we share together. And like that Hexagon community is like really hard to beat, but NFT Discord is active and their members are fun. And it's like, this is a different opportunity for people to maybe, if you're bored in these markets, or you're coming in and you're seeing red and you're feeling down, don't look at that anymore. Change your focus, change your mind. Your energy goes where your attention flows, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yes. No, I do not sit there and look at red bubbles. Do not, check your Staker app or your MetaMask or your wallets every day. You will. It's not helpful. It's not. It doesn't.
It's
There are
scary. It's
places
very
to stand
scary.
still
Yeah.
and stand still and stand behind, at least temporarily. Like, give yourself a moment to pause. Just take a moment to pause. These market cycles don't move that quickly. I was in a conversation this weekend, and people are like, "Oh, bear market. We're in a bear market. When's it going to be over?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
It is way too soon for you to be asking that question. I'm like, when the 2008 financial crisis hit, it was 3 years before asset prices bottomed out and 5 full years before CMBS markets came back online. That's where I was involved at the time, commercial mortgage-backed securities. So like, there is time. You don't need to be like, oh, my favorite thing is low right now. I got to get in right now. Like, it'll be low. It'll probably bounce around the bottom for a little bit. So understand that you have time to focus you have time. Just that's the first thing. Don't just pause. You have time to fix whatever ails you. You have time to accumulate whatever you want to add to your life. The best thing you can do is take stock. The first thing you should do when things start turning bright red is, as Lindsay pointed out, take stock. Look at your portfolio, but in an analytical sense. Don't judge it. Just like, what's it doing? Track it for a little bit. Is this performing the way I hoped it would be? Do I really believe it's still got the use case that it did before, or has the market changed since I got into it, 2 years ago? Because this is a very fast moving market. So some of the players that you might have been involved with in 2018, 2019, you might decide you want to put your resources elsewhere. So take a time to take stock, and then come up with a plan. Like, I actually, I like the seasons. Even though I spent most of my life in Southern California, like, the seasons are an awesome opportunity for me to take pause, realign, set good goals, and just think about where I want to, enjoy where I am, first of all, and then think about where I want to go from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is very scary, but at the same time, it's so new that just the fact that we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, it motivates us. I don't know how to explain. It's a mixed feeling. Now, what I wanted to ask you, ladies, that you were there before, and I was trying to explain to someone yesterday, we're in crypto winter, and it's just the little bit I can explain, and they were saying, but this never happened before. There was not a pandemic before. There was no so many issues going on with the world before. And I say, yeah, but there was always problems in the world. So is this different this time than the times before that we were in crypto winter, or it's pretty much the same?
I don't believe that this cycle is vastly different from other cycles. They've all had different crisis moments, right? So each cycle's had you had the SNL scandal, you've had the 2008 subprime financial crisis that really weakened banks' balance sheets, and there was no place for them to unload those assets that we were talking about that bottomed out. So it just and yes, we have had a pandemic and a recession right after that before, just not in our lifetimes, but it happened.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
grandmother lost a sister in the to the Spanish flu in 1820. It's like, it's happened. They and then they had the Great Depression after that. So when people want to say it's new, it's like, well, it's new to us. It's not new.
Yeah, but
Like,
the history repeats. So
yes.
it's like we just have to adapt to the new thing. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think it's one of the reasons why I choose to be a student of history, is because it gives a lot more perspective, and it makes it feel a little more like it doesn't, it's more of a roller coaster as opposed to, jumping out of an airplane kind of feel. Like, so
yeah.
as my part of my, adjusting, my expectations to a bear market and looking around and making sure I'm protected, because my industry is very subject to all of this. And, protecting my ability to care for my family is like, that's my first priority right now. So like, not worried about, pulse chain launch at all. Like, not the priority. My priority right now is to take care of my today. Like, the future's lovely. I love a bright, sparkly future, glorious. But, I need to make sure today's okay. But even more than that, I want my kids to have a nice childhood. So I need to not just make sure today's okay. I need to make today sparkly. Like, how sparkly can I make today, even if it's a bear market? And there are plenty of ways to do that. But yeah, so like that's one thing. So while I'm looking around and keeping my head where my feet are, I've found out that I have more opportunities to earn fiat now that I can put into some of these assets that have very attractive prices right now for my dollar cost averaging, game plan. And that's, something for people who did get into HEX when it was, 28, 38, 48 cents. Like, you have an opportunity to really, flatten out that base a bit.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. And it's hard to be around when people is expecting, they're waiting for something, when they know that something's coming, but it needs time. So that's the only thing that sometimes, gets me a little bit nervous, not because it's not out yet, or because, I wouldn't know what to do when it comes out, or if I'm going to do things right, that's what I mean. But because of the anxiety of other people who are waiting for it. That's the only thing that really gets me.
Well, that's why you get out of that toxicity and you find a community or you find something else to entertain yourself. You go outside.
Like the NFT community, like you just mentioned.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's like another example. I won't go into all those, but there's a ton of other things that we could all do for our own bear market, so to speak. Like, we all go through seasons ourselves too, right? Like, so what do we do? What are we anchored to? Robin said, let's go through your portfolio, not as a judgmental, like, oh, what did I do here? Why didn't I do this here? Dang, I should have done that, because coulda, shoulda, woulda, did it. Well, you didn't, so we can't do anything about it now. Learn from it. Let's move on and restructure and go from there. That applies to so many things in life. It's like,
and you know what? A lot of employees right now are talking with employees and giving them the new ways of doing things with the benefits. For example, for the portfolios, the 401ks, the savings, all kinds of things. They're bombarding me with information on how to do finance. They're helping. They're bringing out new things to the table. And maybe it's a good way to now pay attention to those things and start learning new things, or ask questions if you have. So
absolutely.
Very important.
Take your, when you are looking at your 401k, there are ways to diversify your 401k into crypto. You could go on and I Trust Capital. Where's my tab? Somewhere around here. But here we go. I Trust Capital. They have a crypto IRA where you can open it with $1,000, and it's easy. It's manageable. You can walk. I mean, there's videos or tutorials but it's easy. It's self-manageable. And this is just another option for you that's out there.
And that is fantastic. I mean, any way when you can, I love anything that will mitigate my tax basis. I was out in the world this weekend moving a friend from a very high cost state to her income's not changing. She's getting better benefits at her new job, but her income's not changing. She estimates her cost of living is going to be cut in half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's nothing to sneeze at these days. The cost of living has doubled.
I live in California.
What's your gas price?
I'm sorry?
What's your gas price today in California?
I don't know. I work from home. I try to walk to the store and things like that. It's crazy.
Smart.
I think it's like 2 days ago was $7. It was crazy.
That was one of the states we traveled through this weekend, and it was the highest I saw was almost 8. In fact,
Yeah.
when I flew, that's where she was coming from, and that's where we met, and my best friend for 35 years. So I flew in, and I thought I was going to get nostalgic because I don't have family like my parents and stuff. I don't have. She was the one that I saw regularly because I'd get my beach fix, right? 4 to 6 times a year, and turn myself into a mermaid again. And I thought I was going to get super nostalgic about her leaving because it's been she'd been in her place for 18 years, almost 20
Wow.
years. And so we were driving through like the old hood, and we passed a gas station, and I'm like, oh hell no. Like, okay, no, you're out of here. I'm not coming. It's all good. Okay,
It's crazy. It's crazy.
When the bear market's over, we'll get an Airbnb. We'll hang out for a month. It's cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were saying like you have ways to on-ramp fiat, and you're working on strategies with that. And like there's other staking opportunities out there that I'll just kind of show you guys. Well, we could actually talk about HEX first, because that's where that's what we say. Like HEX is your savings account. So can you, Georgia, explain to me like how would you use HEX as your saving account?
Well, first of all, it's like protecting my kids from myself. That's how I use HEX and the staking HEX. My kids get, since they were little, they used to get cards with money inside the cards. And what did I do? I grabbed the money, either put that on a savings account or spend it on groceries, or I'll give it back to them. They're too little. They don't know how much they have. And you know what? I probably have 1/3 of that money put away for them. With HEX, I'm protecting my kids from myself. And I'm giving them something in the future that is going to be way more valuable than, the $100 it will turn into God knows how much in about 15 years when they turn like of age to get that money. So for me, it's a way of protecting them. It's a way of planning their future without, God knows if I'm going to be here tomorrow. I know HEX will be. So, you know what? If I give them access to a savings account, they're going to spend it somewhere, and they're going to be like getting 1%, 2% interest a year, something like that. I don't even have a savings account anymore for them. I put everything on HEX. And that's the way that I'm using HEX and the staking HEX for my kids' future.
That's a beautiful thing. So you're staking it, and by staking it, you're locking it away. And did you, there's Staker app for that. That's what we use here.
Actually, no, I don't know what I did. I have to look at my computer. I have a mentor, and he's wonderful explaining it to me. Someone has to spend a lot of time explaining stuff to me until I get it. So what I did just the 5-5-5-5 stake, and then I went down on a ladder. So I have a ladder set up for them, and also for myself, because I want to enjoy, also the benefits of HEX, in a couple of years from now.
Yeah.
So I have a ladder built for them, and I have the most of it up to the 5-5-5-5.
Oh, that's awesome. Sorry, I was trying to find the website that shows like the different staking platforms, but that's information that is available on hex.com for sure. Georgia, laddering it out, do you give yourself credit for strategically planning your financial future? Do you say that to yourself?
You know what? I am so impressed with myself because I'm here, and 6 months ago, I didn't even know what crypto was, and I had to follow a lot of you guys, and I thank you, a lot of the streamers out there, because without you, like I said, look for one that you understand. I did, and I was able to understand in Spanish too, which there are a lot of great streamers in Spanish. Awesome. And I give myself credit. I think I feel very happy because I'm doing something that will stay with them for years to come. And I feel like I did something good. Some, when you're like, when you feel incomplete because you try to do everything the best that you can for your kids, and then you have to move on with life, and then you have to feed them, and you have to put a roof over their heads, and it's not easy. It's not easy. And you're a hardworking person. You have a good job, you pay your taxes, and sometimes when you're doing all that, it's not that good for, I don't want to sound bad, but sometimes I don't get too many benefits. I give, but I don't get anything back. With HEX and with every project that Richard Hart does, I feel like I'm getting something back. So that's my thought, guys.
Yeah,
Well, that's a valued way to feel in your community, right?
I'm sorry?
It's a valued way to feel in your community. Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like I belong somewhere. Not only with the projects and HEX, with you guys. I feel like finally I have people just like with my same feelings, with my same thoughts and ideas. And it's fantastic. It is fantastic. And if they don't agree with me, they'll tell me, but they'll help me get better and be better. And I can reach out to the community like Redbird or you, Lindsay. I can reach out to you guys or watch what you've done in the past and get answers. In these times, you don't get answers to benefit from them. You get information so they can take something away from you most of the time, but you don't get much stuff that gives you something. So hopefully with the knowledge, if I don't give them too much money, if I don't leave too much money to my kids, at least I will leave them with a lot of knowledge so they have a chance, and that they will not have to be like me, that when I came back to the United States, I grew up here and I was born here and I grew up in Argentina. I came back when I was 18 and came with my mother. She didn't know she could buy a house with a down payment. I know it's silly, but there's a lot of people like my mom. So now I'm going to give them knowledge that they will utilize, and they're ahead of time. We are way ahead of time in regards to the use of crypto in the world, around the world. So I'm very happy.
No, you're killing. Anyone who's here is killing it. If you found your way into a project like this, you definitely make sure that you look in the mirror and pat yourself on the back and know that you've got this. This is esoteric stuff, even for somebody who has made a career out of finance. In fact, I found it almost difficult to onboard a lot of people in my world because they're so, into the dogma of the system, and they're so but that doesn't make it but we don't do it that way. And I'm like, that's the point, right? That's exactly the point. I'm like, I am here because these projects don't do it that way. Mm-hmm. And it's okay. That way is, giving me my fiat to take care of my today and squirrel a little bit of my fiat away so that I can put it in the future. So I'm grateful for my little today, but it's unique. It's esoteric. There's a lot of FUD around it. I just, tweeted the other day, they're like, HEX is a Ponzi. I'm like, explain that to me. I'm like, because I get the code gives me my t-shirts, not my onboarding. Pardon my French, but if it was my onboarding, I'd be screwed. Thank God for the code, because I'm terrible at multi-level marketing. I was the one who was like, I don't even know what to do with all these Girl Scout cookies. They're freaking cookies, and I was not great at selling them.
It is amazing all the things that we can learn and how we have an opportunity to change not only the lives of our kids, of our families, but help other people. Again, that's what I'm here. I might not know exactly what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing something that someone might look up to, and they will say, okay, if she's doing it, I can do it better. So, and especially a woman. Come on, ladies. 3 wonderful women talking about something that most of men only talk about. So I think that's something very positive.
Well, among my friends, I don't know if it's a generational thing or a woman thing, but the we always are trying to remind ourselves that it doesn't have to be perfect for us to take it out into the world. Like to be out there, to, you don't have to have, every single, bullet point on the job rec, to apply for the job. If you've got 50% of them, throw your hat in the ring. You never know. Like, but all my girlfriends and I are like, oh, I'm missing, I've got 75% of the qualifications, so I'm not going to get it. Like, no. Go out there, explore, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I'm afraid of heights. Like I've always been afraid of heights. It's just a thing. And I decided the other day, I was looking around and we're entering the market. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Things are going to go down. And I started to have those feelings of, work being at risk.
Vertigo.
Yeah, I started to have all those feelings again. And I'm like, no, okay, I'm not afraid of heights. I like the view. So like I'm literally changing my programming, I'm reprogramming the language I use in my own freaking head going into this bull market. And I patted myself, or bear market, I patted myself on the back for that, because I already know I'm going to this one is going to be the one where I actually do take advantage of the opportunities. Like I said it in 2008, like, oh, there's cool, asset prices are dropping. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to, try to purchase something. But then I was like, like try to merge into traffic with semis and not being confident about it. It was, don't do that. Yeah, just go. And remember, we're not afraid of dips. We like the view. You got to go up and down to get those good views.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the thrill is great. I like this kind of thrill, to be honest with you. It's my age is like, okay, what else is going to be like putting butterflies on my stomach? Thank you, Richard Hart. You and your projects bring butterflies to my stomach. I have to think whatever it takes, right?
But that's great. That's great that you're not looking at these, you're not looking at the murder scene going on in the market and dwelling in those feelings and getting stuck in those things. And it's because you're staked. So you're locked, right? And you know that you have code that you can rely on, and you're also in a community that you trust, and you're able to access a founder, or, like at least get a sense of who this person is that you're putting all of this trust into. So, and I love that you have that connection with Richard.
You know what? It's fine. I joke a lot, guys. Just take, it's part of the show. But just so you know, it's not like I trust Richard, and I think he's a very smart person, and he's doing, he's changing history. But I trust his product, which is like very important. Not only him, it's about his product. You can like someone and you can not like someone, or you can trust or not trust. But if whatever they're giving you, it's something good, then I trust HEX. I trust HEX, and I trust Pulse Chain and any other project that he brings on board, because hey, he gave us proof already that it works. So I think it's all going to repeat it. I don't know, but I think everything is going to repeat again the same way that they did it within the last 2 years. So
and when those cycles do come back, they do go higher. New highs, like products that work. When the cycles come back, you do get that view. So it's like, ooh, you absolutely, that's, and yes, the product is what you need to trust. Like if I'm trying to onboard, people my age who are, used to traditional financing, I don't do it with Richard Hart videos. Like that wouldn't work. Like that just, it would be,
for a crowd, I understand.
The entire conversation would become about him, because he is such a big personality, and it wouldn't be about the product. So right. Then like, that is like the last thing, if they've done some research ahead of me and they're like, what's up with this? It's a scam, it's a Ponzi thing, then I'll address it. But I would never onboard by showing, a video of him unboxing Prada, or, or being interviewed by models and talking about his, all the things that he likes to talk about. So,
right. Yeah, no,
You know
that
what? If I was handling his marketing and PR, I will do something more extreme than those things.
Yeah.
That will be me to promote him. But to promote Hex and to promote the projects, yeah, it takes something different.
yeah.
And yes, and there's so many data points that I can show my data-driven people, whether they're, from my world in finance or technology, which seems to be my little tribe. There's so many other data points I can show them, to say, throw $1,000 at it, throw it in the I Trust Capital account if you want to leverage that, avenue. Like, it's just not that, lock it away.
Yeah,
I
or
love what Georgia was saying about, the birthday money and the stuff, and how it never seems to end up where you think it's going to end up, and then when you put it where it does belong, it doesn't do anything. Like, this
No, it
is so much
doesn't.
better. This is my kids' 529. Like, this is their college. Like 10 years, 15 year, perfect.
Hopefully, mine won't even have to go to college. If they have money, just do whatever you want. Just
Yeah.
kidding. They need to do finance, and they need to know what they're going to do with whatever comes out of this investment. So it's very important.
Yeah, they're not using their HEX to study, early Russian literature, or, something that that's going to cost $100,000 and yield, them a job as a waitress or a waiter.
Well, I mean, hey, there's other opportunities out there, and like there's liquid staking too. Like, you could liquid stake Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, and a Hashpack wallet. HBAR is tied with like major, well, you can do your research on that, but HBAR, like, these are like Trust Georgia, that's what we're talking about. Like, but these are things that like I'm familiar with. So I go in and I find something like, oh, okay, Avery Dennison. When I was a nurse, I would work with stoma care. So I see things like this and I'm like, oh man, if I had $1 for every stoma that I changed, I'd be rolling in my Avery Dennison token right now. But like, that's not a thing. But what I'm saying is, like, there's liquid staking too. So we were talking about like getting birthday money and stuff like that. If you're staked in HEX and you are that's your savings account and your portfolio is diversified, we're not traders, so we're holding on to it anyway. Let's find another project that's got some backing to it with some big players and has like real world utility behind it. So that's like, and here's like an opportunity for liquid staking. So in Stater Lab, your HBAR token is exchanged for HBAR X. I won't go through it too much. That's like that's going to be a different stream. But what I'm getting to is that there will be pairings for USDC on the other side of those things. And staking it is earning right here, 44% APY. So that's nothing to sneeze at a diversified project in your portfolio. So that's why I want to bring these things like to our attention. There's so many cool things that come along with it.
There's a lot of things that we don't even know. Imagine that we don't even know about that. And someone like me who has a job and gets information and benefits and all kinds of things, we're not even at that point. Imagine what it's going to be in about a couple of years when they start adopting all that and they start offering that to the employees. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, this is coming, and this is not far off. And Pulse Chain is coming, and it's not far off. Pulse Chain is a green narrative, right? And Hedera is a carbon negative product. Like project, you're coming out with all these environmentally friendly, and now they're going to be user friendly, and the adoption and the network effect, like we've seen how that's happened from 28 cents to 50 cents, and now we've seen how that works. We're seeing that through these things. It's such a unique perspective that we're able to have as investors into something, not just someone who's active, invested personally too. So seeing these things come across the board is valuable. And that's why I want to be able to show you guys these things. So as you're diversifying, I can go on to here. I can go on to Stater Liquid Lab and exchange it for HBAR-X. And eventually what I'll be able to do is exchange it for USDC. And then I can pack my bags with more HEX. So do you see where I go, where that comes from me from there is like, okay, what is my opportunity to be able to bring more back into the ecosystem and to bridge gaps between communities in a real and authentic way, because I'm truly invested. I'm invested in this too,
Mm-hmm. Of course.
No, 100%. Absolutely. And that's one of the things that, when things go fall, right. And it's when you're taking stock is to try to, see what else is out there. I'm grateful to Lindsay and Adam and our conversations that we've had offline, because they brought a lot of projects to my attention that I just wasn't aware of.
I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to put everything on the table, what I have, and tell me. I don't even know what I have, guys. That's how bad I am. I have a lot of things away and a lot of benefits. And sure, $5 here, $20 there, 3% here from the paycheck, and I don't even know where the money goes. That's how bad I am. So,
well, shout out. And no, it's not bad. It's
bad.
It's common, and it's called having a life and a day job and family. Tin Top, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Looking for and keeping up with all the projects in crypto is a full-time job. I mean, thank you for that statement in chat. I'm looking forward to a time, hopefully, in the next, as my long stakes mature, when that will be my full-time job. That's my dream. I just want to do this with Dad while I still have, my father around to do it with, because that would be so much fun. We would just sit there and nerd out in their living room, or, my living room, or, the living room at the Airbnb by the beach. So I get my mermaid time in again and do that. That's all I want to do. Like, that's the goal. Like, I'm not, everyone's like, oh, crypto retired. I'm like, I'm not going to be retired in the traditional sense of the word. I'll just be putting my efforts into things that, that pay me more than they pay, my executive team or my board of directors, that pay me both in currency that I can use in the world. Mostly I will turn that back around and put it into things like airline tickets to spend, time with the people that I love. So yeah, like, just retire me so I can study crypto and hang out with the people I love.
Yeah.
I think that's our goal. I'm having fun when I'm learning. I'm giving something to my kids that, they're gonna have a chance.
Yeah.
Don't take me wrong, they have a good life ahead of them, but this is gonna be great. It's gonna go beyond good life.
So. Well, and this isn't, HEX and, the other opportunities that Lindsay was showing today that, have opportunities for staking and passive income. Like, I'm not talking about trading. Like, I've seen what trading does. It's a 24-hour job. It's 24/7. There's nothing remotely retired about trading. It's like taking what I already do and turning it up to my worst weeks, in the craziest times I've ever been in. And doing that all the time. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your relationships. It doesn't feel good. So, studying new projects, contributing, supporting new projects, whether it be through stream and getting their, that out there, that's another thing that can be done, when you have that passive income rolling through. But if you're sitting there trading, oh man. My mom was on with, and my parents were on Couples in Crypto and this weekend with Black Casey and
yeah, so cute.
And her husband. And, mom tells the story of taking a check, hopping on the downtown train, taking a check down to, Dad's trader, 25-year-old who looked like he was going to freaking like drop dead from a heart attack right in front of her.
That lifestyle that has to be a little stressful, No, and you're always watching your back. And think about it, if we were constantly trading in our own lives. What would that look like to us to not know that? Well, I mean, we sometimes find a safety in like a stockpile, so to speak. Like, so for our kids, we stock our pantry. So we know that when they're coming at us sideways, we're like, snacks, like we've got it covered. That's how I kind of equate that to surviving through all of these things. Because it's relatable, right? Like that's the value that you bring to the community, Georgia, is that you are like 100% relatable. And
I am crazy, guys. I am crazy. I'm sorry if I come out with like crazy stuff, but hey, we have to live. I cannot come out to you and be someone that I'm not. You know, I just have to be original.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You deserve that. You guys deserve me to be the way that I am, like not trying to put like a fake face or a mask and out the mask.
Well, you deserve that too, because that's exhausting, and that's what being a trader feels like.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Authenticity is a very important part of what I would like to see in crypto and what I would like to remain in crypto. As some of the controversy around, should Richard become more like a legacy, whatever, I have very distinct opinions on that, because I just, I've already seen what it looks like when it's a facade and underneath is not like, so I don't trust the facade. So yeah, give me the person who occasionally acts like a 14-year-old boy and that's his authentic self. Give me Georgia and her
no surprises. No surprises.
in your veil when we went on stream. Like, give me people who are authentically themselves. And those are the projects that's where my radar is now, because I spent a lifetime being told that I wasn't I didn't fit in the box. I'm too short, too blonde, too booby, too female. Like to do what I do.
Let's get out of that box. A way to live there.
Yeah.
It's very important. When I met Lindsay at the HEX convention or conference, I was afraid. I say, oh my God, I'm going to go to a place and I don't know. No one knows me. I don't know. I was afraid to be on doing the Moms in Crypto videos. As you can see, if you can see those at the beginning, I was like very, not me. But the community helped me come out of, the shell and being myself. And that's something I have to thank them for. Thank you all guys for making this path so much fun. So I say, you know what? I'm not going to be someone I'm not. I'm not going to do something I don't believe in. So that is why I do crazy things like cooking. And, I just posted a recipe for some fun stuff on my Twitter. Check it out.
Yes.
So
put your Twitter handle in there.
Dinner ideas.
It's crazy. I want to entertain you guys. You guys have been so stressed. A lot of the Hexicans are like having breakdowns and they're like, when they're fighting and this and that. So what do? I come out with a recipe for chimichurri, which is an Argentinian salsa and crazy things. Of course, I will put the Pulse Chain logo in it, and everything will be related to Hexicans. Everything I do. It's not just like promoting myself, but we need a little bit of something to get the stress out while we wait, right? We're on a waiting room, pacing back and forth, waiting for the baby to be born. Let's do something fun.
Okay.
Come out any quicker.
Listen, if you're that stressed out, you're pacing back and forth. No, I'm just kidding. But like that, I know you're using a metaphor there. But honestly, it's go on to HPAC, create a wallet, spend it $25, buy some HBAR, $25. Go to the Saucer Swap. You can read this article. I'll post the thing for the article, but so you can read into it if you want to. But Saucer Swap, they have a faucet going. Are you guys familiar with crypto faucets?
No.
Loosely.
Something you get for free, right?
Yes. And so
it's not that bad, you see.
Yeah, it's just a way
to guys.
It's just a way to redeem for a token. And so on Saucer Swap, they have an open faucet. You can access it through their Discord, and which is available through their Twitter. and it's free. Like after you set up your Hashback wallet, go through the steps. If you need help, call me. That's what I'm here for. Then you connect to the faucet and you can get sauce, and you can sauce every 8 hours. And so when this comes available, and as we're waiting for all these ecosystems to come to play, because we're still early days, Wild West here. So when that becomes available and it can be transferred over to USDC, I don't feel like such a traitor. Yeah. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with collecting some sauce and bringing it back to the Hedera ecosystem, bringing it into the HEX ecosystem, because that's what's going to work best for me and my life and my portfolio at this moment. And if it doesn't, like Robin said, that's why you go back through those and you evaluate what's performing, what's underperforming in those ways. With HEX, you're really like, if that is your, if you are leveraged to the point where you cannot DCA one more thing, then you need to stop in this bear market, appreciate what you have, hold, do not sell it, hold it, just ignore it and pretend you lost it. Pretend you lost it. And then when you go back and find it, like a bear, is coming out of his cave in the winter, what happens? You kind of get excited, right? You get excited again. So these are reasons to keep you, this is just something that you can go on and diversify your portfolio with. You can entertain yourself with interacting in their Discord, in the Saucer, like NFT.com's Discord too is pretty fun. But you can entertain with yourself by pulling a faucet every 8 hours. I think it's like what, over 4 sauce at this point. So that's 12 sauce a day, and you never know what that can turn into.
It's free. I like it. I like coupons and I like free stuff.
So. Absolutely. 100%. And that is an excellent for people who are coming off, decompressing from spending a lot of active brain time, on testnet or just whateverness, like thinking that, they were going to be like doing it today. And now they feel like, a little disappointed. They've got a little vacuum in their brain space, checking out other projects, checking out things like crypto, taking the same ethos and going out there and looking at, what the sauce and,
I like to get new stuff. I'm not, I love HEX and everything, but because this is the first thing that I've learned, but I'm open to other projects and I'm open to, support or to look into other things too. So this is very important.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you would go in. It's like sauce is going to be like the pulse. Yeah, actually, thank you, Adam, for just writing that. It's going to be like it is the DEX on the Hedera hash on the system. So it is going to be like the pulse X kind of. So as we start, like as you go through these things, you'll start seeing the parallels between them. And really, like community wise, there is just no comparison community wise, but there will be utility that comes through. There will be a real use case for these tokens that are coming in, things like that nobody's talking about, like Sologenics, for example. Sologenic will be tokenizing stocks. How many trillion? What? Like, I can't even finish that sentence because it blows my mind so hard to tokenize stocks. Then that's not all that's just the tip of the little iceberg. But holding Solo in my Zoom wallet, I made a connection to, it's called a trust line. You set a trust line and you open it up to an airdrop. And then I'm getting core dropped to me. And these core tokens that are coming in are worth something. And these are things that I'm holding on to for dear life because this is all just planning and so early days. So these are opportunities that, you can go through with someone. If you don't understand, really do the research. And by listening to not one streamer, listen to 5 different streamers. And so you're not just getting one opinion from one person, because that is, for me, like when I get excited about something, like that is the easiest way for me to degen and FUD into something. I'm like, I got to get it now. But no, I got to hear it from 5 people. So we're more careful with our analysis for things. So yeah. But that is because we're careful with analyzing like everything.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And
have,
setting up the
go ahead, Robin, go ahead.
Oh, I was just setting up that boundary, like enforcing yourself to find 5 other people to check it out from like it gives you that pause, right? I mean, we're so used to being like, we're so used to being oversold, right? You gotta get it now, buy one, get one free. It's gonna be gone tomorrow. Nordstrom's anniversary
It's
sale is
never
only
coming back.
twice a
The
year.
only way.
Once a year, like you gotta get it now. And it's like you don't gotta do anything now. Like there's very few things you have to do now. You need to accelerate out of the way of a semi now. That's about it. You need to run away from the bear that's chasing your butt through the woods now. You don't need to like, FOMO your crypto now. I love that. Like, listen to 5 people, right? Because
Take your time, investigate, study. The bear market, the bear is sleeping right now. So you have time to go around and do the research and learn as much as you can. So
Yeah, absolutely. This is the time. I love that. There's like, go out there, pull some faucets. They're in the Zoom wallet. We can cover that another time too. Zoom wallet, and there is a Chorus 1 for faucet in there. It used to be 10 tokens, but now it's down to 2. So like, if you have it, set it. It's worth it. But if not, then But it's still 2 tokens every day, and you never know where Chorus X1's going to go. Their project's kind of interesting too. But these are other things that you're getting that I'm able to get out. I have the fortunate. I'm not lucky, right? I didn't like this didn't fall in my lap. Like, we're making this happen. It's like Georgia said. It's putting yourself out there. It's not jumping. It's taking a calculated risk analysis of your what and your why and where you want to go with it and what you're going to do with it. And that comes across with crypto, our work, our lives, our kids, like that. Don't ever sell yourself short with your skills, tools, and abilities. You have everything that you need right now for what you're doing. It's not up to you to decide how somebody else takes your gift that you're giving to them,
yeah, at least with crypto, I think that I'm ahead of game. It's the first time in my life that I really feel that I am ahead of the game.
Yes, you are. You think get with Moms in Crypto and run with it. You're going to shit. Yeah. How could you not? You have an entire community behind you ready to be like, tell us about this. I want to see these can you
chimichurri. Chimichurri.
Chimichurri. I want to see these recipes, Georgia. I want to see how they relate to you in your everyday life.
I think, you know what? Like I've said all the time, this is not going to be just about crypto. This community is going to grow and we're going to branch all over the place. And we need to be ready. It doesn't matter. I might be like, I'm Moms in Crypto, obviously, because I'm a mom and I like crypto and I'm trying to pass it on to my kids. I'm new, so I know what the new person feels and what, they might need in order to start the process. But also I want to have fun, guys. I really want to have fun. I think it's going to make the path a lot easier for all of us.
100%.
I don't do anything anymore that it's not fun. Like I literally, I'm like the biggest goofball in my day job. Like I send out the random useless holiday. Like just like, like Georgia, the recipes, exactly. Like everybody comes together for a good meal, right? Everyone's fighting when the food's laid out.
I'm giving a family secret, guys. You will not find the recipe and it looks simple, but other people makes it different. And then you can do it at home. It's easy. You can entertain your family or your friends or gatherings. Believe me, that takes away your mind of anything going on or you waiting for the baby to be born, and it makes you relax. Put nice music, grab a glass of wine or water or whatever you want, a coffee, whatever, get the stress out. It is simple. And if I can help anyone, take away their mind and relax for about, 1 hour or 30 minutes, I achieve my purpose.
Yeah.
It is
the silly deer postings, my Wildlife Wednesday, that's all about, engaging with other communities, wildlife photography or nature lovers. And, because I always put the hashtags in there as well, but it's fun for me. Like, I'm like, oh, who am I going to get today? Well, dang it. It's between winter and spring. Here's a squirrel. Here's not even a squirrel. Here's a squirrel nest. Best I can do. But, wave come, the deer will be back
And
soon.
it's wonderful. There's a lot of people who feel the same. I'll go out around Los Angeles and find murals, and I love taking pictures of the murals. And I have also my personal Instagram. I post pictures and I follow photographers. I love those kind of things. But, there's always someone that likes the same thing you do. So
yeah,
enjoy your life.
If you post, I love the murals around Los Angeles. Those are very nostalgic.
I'll send you my Instagram, my personal Instagram, so you can
definitely post them on Twitter and hashtag artists and other people. Like, we don't know.
I did. You know what I do sometimes, to be honest, on my Instagram, I follow a lot of the like big time photographers. I had from the LA Times and other people who, there's a group called Lunatics, and they're the guys war photographers, like war journalists, and they're retired. So what do? They take pictures of birds and they take pictures of the moon, believe it or not. So they come out with this like huge lenses, and they go and take, they send an email. So today we're in this place that we're taking it's a full moon or a yellow or whatever, red moon. So I love, that's my personal stuff. I admire people taking photography. So I'll send you guys. It's fun.
Yeah. Make it fun, whatever it is. If you can't make it fun, get out. If it's impossible to make it fun anymore, get out. Like, it just isn't. Yep. Or put it down. You can always pick it back up. Put it down for a little while.
I was gonna say, yeah, put it down. Put it down. Like, that is what staking is for. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. Stake it, hold it, leave it. So I don't have to touch it. It's like, I don't know. I'm sure there's many things we could all compare that to.
Yeah. My HEX still sparks joy. It doesn't have to go to Goodwill, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Guys, you want to hear something? Listen to this. You want to hear something funny? How I'm getting more money for this, for the Wimpulse Lounge and to buy more HEX. I bought about 2 years ago tickets to a K-pop concert. I paid like $100 for 2 tickets. You know how much those tickets are worth now? $900 each. I'm going to go around my house and see what I can find to sell. I am selling those babies. I'm going to get $1,800 and put it all in HEX. So I'm very happy. There's another T-share. Bam. And then
George is just mic dropping this right now. That's freaking awesome.
I'm not kidding. $900. I was like, yesterday, I told my sister, do you want to go? And she was like, sure, fine. Okay, let me find out. Let me look at the tickets. And I was like, resell $900? No, you're not going. I'm sorry. I'm selling these babies. I'm getting more HEX. That's almost another T-share.
At these prices, staked for 15 years, you should absolutely be, a full T-share.
Yeah. And I'm getting those babies. I'm getting more T-shirts.
Possibly 2.
And that's an excellent example of why we're not crying in this market. It may be red, but you won't be seeing tears over here. Like, this is exciting. I love when people are like, yeah, it's time to pack your bags. Really? When I really had to actually Google, I was like, pack your bags. How do I translate this into not like, what do they mean by pack your bags? Like, all this like crypto lingo just started, like, eventually, Georgia, you're not even giving yourself credit for like getting whacked sideways 50 times with crypto lingo and being like, sending it right back. Like, yes. I'm impressed.
I'm not crying about these HEX prices whatsoever. I'm actually, I'm kind of excited. I'm not really crying about much. I was a little anxious, when this, like, that little, something's changing, sands are shifting, like, whoa, moment. But then, for a variety of reasons, that last week when I was sitting on the road, which actually always happens to me, really ridiculously long road trips are always like they come before like major opportunity shifts for me, like major periods of growth. And I've never planned it that way. It's just been a pattern. So I'm looking to see what comes next.
We need to send you on a trip. Go on a trip.
Right?
Yes.
No,
guys,
She's
going on a trip. You're coming to Postcon, all of you, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we're having brunch together. Don't forget, I made reservations.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
we're having brunch. We're playing golf. We're going to the parties. We're going to a lot of parties. I don't know. I got 2 days off only. They won't give me any more. I think I'm going to get sick.
Adam, I might have to call in sick to work. There's parties.
I know. I don't think I partied this much in Vegas when I was in my 20s. Like, this is insane.
I worked all HEX conference. I was like, I'm not kidding. I really, like, I didn't even get to meet Christy out for a Bloody Mary in the morning. I was slave it. No, it was good though. Like, that's what I was out there for. That was my intention behind it. It was like working, and we got to shoot a commercial, which you guys got to see like half of in the intro.
Nice.
Awesome.
I love that intro. You posted it earlier. That was beautiful.
Well, if I went live, you would have gotten to see the whole thing. So maybe next time I won't tease all of you.
You know what? I did not do anything for the conference. I will go to the conference at 8:30, finish, go to my room, and stay there. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go to dinner. I didn't go to parties. I didn't know anyone. So, you know, I feel kind of weird, like showing, "Hi, I'm Georgia. How are you?"
Now everybody knows who you are. The door will just open. They'll be like,
"Wow, just wait. I'll be crushing every party, guys, because all my money is in HEX, so I don't have any money left. So I'll be crushing every party. I will be the door lady. I will be in the lobby for the hotel. I will probably, you know, take people back and forth in my car or something like that. I'll be parking in Fremont Street, which is free with the music, live music. So
you can stream on Fremont Street. So I don't necessarily know if I'd want documented evidence of my dancing skills.
Yeah. They do zip lining still? I think they do zip lining.
Oh, somebody flew over my head, but I wasn't sure if it was the grenadine or there was actually someone like flying.
No, there was actually someone flying over your head. Okay. That's good.
That was a really strong
I know. You know, I don't care.
I was so sad. They're kind of like, the news were saying that they're not going to do any more of the Elvis Presley wedding things, that the Elvis state told them to cease using Elvis for the wedding. So that's something huge, guys. I was trying to use Elvis for my wedding with Richard, but I guess I won't be able to.
What? But Nessa and Big G just got married by Elvis.
Well, she's lucky because now Elvis State sent them a letter to cease using Elvis for the weddings. That was
really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So, we need to do a big investigation, guys.
Do the investigation, and let's think of somebody really fun that should take Elvis's place, because that's it's old anyway. So no offense to Elvis. I mean, you know, there's appreciation. There might be like, you know, this is the new, we're in crypto. This is the new .com area. There are it's speaking of seasons changing.
I know. What do you think Freddie Mercury's estate would have to say about it? Because I mean, that man's got some pipes. Can you imagine?
Or Prince.
You're my best friend. Oh, I'm singing on stream. That's terrible. I'm terrible. Sorry about that, Lindsay.
Gold. I will take it.
Lindsay wants the Kiss doing the wedding. Imagine Kiss doing the wedding, or Madonna, or Lady Gaga, or something.
Gaga, yes. Lady Gaga weddings.
She lost me when she put on a meat suit.
Oh yeah, but she got famous. You see, that's the kind of thing that I was explaining. You know,
that's probably why she left me. She got cool. I was like, eh. Like, I feel like a certain oh boy, that's like a different stream altogether.
Sorry, guys.
No,
going back to crypto.
Oh my gosh, no. Oh my god, are you kidding me? I could expand on that all day long, but then we'd never get off of it. So I was like, I love that stuff. We can talk.
You come back from my live when we talk about anything.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, no, I don't want you guys to ever feel like we can't talk about anything here. But otherwise, I'll stay on all night long and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I've held you captive for more than I promised that I would.
No, it's so fun to be here. But I do have my one of the birdlings has a 5K, and her dad's coming for her at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. So I am going to sign off.
Thank you
fed.
so much for being here with us. That we really like. You are gold, and thanks for dropping that on us.
Oh my goodness.
It's just because of you, Lindsay. You're amazing. Thank you. And thank you for having me here. I don't know what the heck you're doing, guys, inviting me, but you're amazing. So I'm the test net, guys. You want to do a stream, invite me. We'll test your stream, and then you can invite the real people. But
yes, good. We'll see you next year, Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the LLC, established as the Ladies Lounge Chat of Vibra.
Ooh, that would be amazing.
We're an established thing. So we'll be back on Fridays, 9:30 p.m. We're gonna make this a regular thing because we're moms and we have to ebb and flow. So continuity and schedule changes are things that we adapt and flow with. We're good with this. So we're gonna handle this bear market just fine, and we're gonna show everybody how we can do it gracefully, right?
Yeah, the bear sleeping. Take advantage.
Well, let's give everyone a chance to breathe, but I definitely see within the coming weeks there'll be opportunities for conversations about doing some really cool stuff. Like I've been 25 years, I've been waiting for this my whole freaking life, and I'm finally, I think, mentally ready for this bear market. Like I'm actually a little bit psyched. So
I can feel that. I get that energy off of you. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited together. So thank you guys so much for coming on with me tonight and being here with us and with Vibra and the HEX community, and together we grow. I'm so excited for what we are coming to. Tune in tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brian, HEX Machina, Adam, Vibra Finance CEO, and special guest Gunther are going to be talking about HEX, PulseX, Pulse Chain, and Pulse Doge. And I am really excited to listen to a little bit more about Pulse Doge.
I got Pulse Doge. I bought some.
Oh, I'm excited.
And I claimed mine, so.
Yeah. I want to, we can talk, and then we can stream about it too. There's plenty of that to go around until there's not. No. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow night on with Brian, Adam, and Gunther. And next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the LLC. Thank you, everyone, so much. Good night.
Thanks for having me, Lindsay. Thank you, chat.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for showing up.